My next begonia is one called Selenia Yellow. I'm going to do 10 of these. So what I do first is I put tags in, so I don't lose track. Don't put too many in. And then the next one's going to be the next one's going to be a dark foliage one. What I try to do is pick out the largest ones so that they're all kind of graded the same. It's mostly for that reason. Not that they need to be the biggest, but they need to sort of be the same. And if some are still kind of glowing, you can see some of them have really nice roots. Some have less roots. I pulled one out earlier that had like very little roots. I'm going to turn the fan off for a second. Okay, that's a little better. The problem is I forget to turn it back on during the day. So this one's kind of small. I set it aside. I'm going to end up using 30 of these out of the 50 cell. You can see now this one's dry. Bring a little thing of water and let it soak in there for a second. It absorbs really quickly. That one's dry. I like to get all of them. It's hard to water these because they just there's so much foliage. It's very hard to really get into the root base. So sometimes you're over watering something and then the one right next to it is completely dried out. And that's just sort of the problem with these things. And it's not the kind of thing you can cut back. Look at the roots on that. That one's really nice. Now you can't cut them back like you can maybe with a Supertunia. Kind of have to just, I mean, you could get some of the leaves off, but eventually the rest of them are going to get planted up into single plunge pots. And I use a lot of these up in baskets because I have a tendency to sell more in the baskets than I do in the pots. So I decided last year I was going to do a lot more of them. This one actually would sell fine in a dry one. This one would sell fine in small individual pots, but I have these other ones that trail, and they're beautiful in pots, in baskets, but they don't show their beauty in the single pots. They look kind of scrawny, and so last year I decided I was going to use some of those up in some of the baskets instead, and we sold them all. So I'm like, oh, that worked out. Small like that one is. All right, so we're gonna plant these up real quick. And you can see what I do, basically. Make a little hole in my fingers. Sometimes I break them up a little bit. I make sure that they're all pretty wet when they get put in. I water them in. And they'll stay on the bench maybe for a little while, depends how much room we have. And then we put hangers on them, and they get put up hot in the pot. And we have to hand water them for a while so they start to root out enough. That's it on those. These can take sun or shade, but probably do better in partial sun. And they like to be a little bit on the dry side. There we go. We got 10 of those done. And we've got one more. And I'll just do a quickie on that guy. So this one I haven't done before. This is Adora Satin Rose, and look at the foliage of this. It's gorgeous. I don't remember how this grows. I'm gonna have to look back at it and see whether it's a little bit more upright. It might be a little bit smaller, I don't know, but I just thought this was really pretty. So we have 10 of those we're doing. I wanted to show you what we've planted so far. All the New Guineas are done. 60 something pots, which isn't really as much as we used to. There was a time we did like hundreds. I think like 200 or so, but that was a long time ago. Then begonias. I did do a lot more begonias this year. Did I think 94 begonia baskets. Should be pretty nice. Some of the ones I've done before, the Encanto Orange, and some of the other ones, but then I did a couple of new ones. I think there's nine different kinds that go into baskets. Then over here we have, I always do these. This is, no, I'm sorry, this one isn't the one I always do. I did this last year. This was Royal Velvet Petunia with a Verbena Amethyst, sparkling amethyst, and then Bacopa. Those, did some Scavola. So I did a Scavola called Surdiva. I did it in white and in a mix of white, blue, and pink. It's actually called Violet Blue or Blue Violet. Then I did only 5, I think, of these. This is Starlight, Whirlwind Starlight, which is like a blue and white. Of course, a little bit more upright. So I didn't do a lot of those, but they can get put into planters later. Then I did regular Scrivola Whirlwind Blue. For some reason, didn't get tags sent to me. I kind of freaked out at first. Thought, oh my God, did I not order this? I've had this variety like so many years. Then, oh, here's the other begonias, that dark stem, that dark foliage one, which I think I showed earlier. Then I did Evolvulus Blew My Mind. I screwed up and ordered the regular Blew My Mind and not the XL. I don't know. I've been finding myself making mistakes. That's not the worst thing. They're not hugely different anyways. As long as I get like one kind, not two kinds, because it's confusing because people don't pay attention that it says XL, but I didn't see a huge difference in them. So it's fine. And then I put a dichondra in the middle. Then I did Million Bells. This is a new one called Mini Famous Evo. They're all doubles. It's a small variety. There's a pink, I think I did pink, or magenta, blue, and yellow. So a combination of those. And then the next one is white, pink, and blue. Is it blue or is it purple? Yeah, it's blue. Yeah, so I think I got quite a lot done today. It takes a long time to figure out. Sometimes some of the combos, some are pretty simple, they're just pretty straightforward. And then now it gets more complicated when I have to figure out what goes well with others. And then the reason I did the Evos are a new variety that is much more compact. So I wanted to put those all together. You can't really mix those with everything. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.